Mr. Sala, you mentioned that there's a methodology that you use in anticipation of a storm coming in. I'm presuming that methodology has sort of mapped your weak points of your network, and so therefore if the wind hits a certain speed, you think that bit's going to get damaged and that bit's going to get damaged. In view of that, I wonder, is there some sort of strategy within your company, and indeed in all the companies, about trying to deal with those weak points for a more medium to longer term view on this, instead of it being an exercise and every Christmas we put a bit of elastoplast on something?
Yeah, it's an interesting point you make about the weak points in the network, because we're still analysing the data, but we're a long way advanced in that area. The damage wasn't caused by weak points in the network as such, because our maintenance is up to date and we invest significantly.
So how does your methodology work then?
It's basically, you assume that the network is in good shape because maintenance and capital expenditure is up to date based on the wind speeds and the rain that comes through. We can estimate the number of faults, and with that, the number of customers that are expected to go out.
So, sorry, you estimate the wind speed and the rain, but there are no weak points, so how do you estimate where the damage is going to take place?
We based on the wind speeds, we know...
But by definition, that means if there's a certain wind speed, something becomes weaker.
We expect trees to have a big impact.
So by definition, there is a particular cable that is more exposed to trees, it makes it a weak point, does it not?
Not necessarily, in that some...
What I don't understand is that you must have a methodology that is based upon where you are more vulnerable to a break in your transmission. Yes? I mean, that has to be. I mean, I can't understand. I can't think of another methodology that you could use that doesn't involve predicting where trees are going to come down or where cables may be slightly more exposed to the wind. Or am I missing something?
No, based on past experience, and if we're aware of weak points, clearly we take that into account.
So there are weak points?
Not that we're aware of.
So none of you have weak points in your network?
One thing that we all do is survey all of our assets. So in particular, in the northwest, we've got 13,000 kilometres of overhead line.
Yeah.
And we survey that. We understand the condition of that network very well. We capture condition-based data on all of our above-ground assets. Mm-hmm. And the point you're getting to is the right one, I think, because, of course, our overhead line networks are affected by trees. And all of us have tree-cutting programs. I've got 100 people in the northwest. All they do every day of every year is cut trees to make sure they're kept away from our lines as much as possible. But of course we don't own them. We've got to negotiate that with the landowners. Some of them are protected trees, so we can't simply just cut every tree within falling distance of our line.
Do you have any